Welcome back to Well, That's Interesting. The How Have We Lasted This Long as a Species edition.
Oh my God, great question. The answer is, I don't know.
I don't know.
I have no idea.
I really don't. Is it luck?
I think so. I sunburn so easily. I have so many autoimmune problems. It is a miracle that I am still alive.
Yeah.
It's a miracle that we as humans are still alive.
That's what I'm saying. Between all the sunburning and genocide, how are we still
What? The genocide, you guys. We didn't survive the genocide very well, but we're still here. What the fuck?
Yeah. Today's In-Betweeni, In-Betweeni 054, oldest known shark attack,
Oh my God.
and fossil hunter nearly eaten by alligator.
What? Just being attacked by things that are older than us.
Sorry, left and right.
Left and right. Okay, tell me everything. I gotta know.
I am Jill Chacha, and I am with the very curious Marissa Riley.
I am fascinated. I love a shark attack, but the oldest shark attack?
The oldest known shark attack.
That's crazy.
It's just discovered, yeah.
And I think constantly about if people get eaten by alligators. So this is a great episode for me. I hope our listeners feel the same.
It's a big day for you. That's great.
This is a big day for me.
If this is your first time listening, welcome to the flock.
Welcome.
Dr. Riley here comes in cold and learns everything in real time, just like you.
It's true. I had no idea what we were going to talk about. And then today during brunch, I was like, please give me a one-word hint. And all Jill told me was predators. And I was like, that doesn't help at all. But now I see that was the best one-word hint you could possibly give.
Pretty good, right?
Pretty amazing.
Everything and nothing at the same time.
Story of my life.
That's right.
Story of my feelings. Oh my God. Jill, tell me about
everything.
Tell me about everything and nothing.
Okay, great. Yeah, let's begin. Let's begin with our first story. And to do so, we need to travel around the world to the beautiful archipelago that is Japan.
Oh.
I know. We're standing upon the Tsukumo Shell Mound, located on the shores of the Seto Inland Sea in Okayama. I know. Now, where the hell is all of this, you ask? Well, I'm glad you asked.
Yes.
My friends, please picture a map of Japan.
Okay.
The islands kind of form a comma, right? A shape of a comma.
Agreed.
A little bit.
Yeah, I can see that.
Okay, so point to nearly the very end of that comma. And here is Hiroshima.
Okay, yes.
And to the very northeast of that is Okayama.
Here
we are.
Helps.
So, now, back in 1860, this Tsukumo shell mound was slated for construction, to be completely devastated.
Okay.
But as construction workers began digging, they immediately knew this area wasn't just wild shoreline. They seemed to have accidentally stumbled upon, you guessed it, a communal burial ground.
What?
Yes.
No! Yes. This is never a good thing. Please don't build a house over it.
Luckily, they did not.
Good.
The first archaeological excavations took place in 1915, and they have continued ever since.
Okay.
Because, I mean, to put it bluntly, they have a lot of shit to look through here.
Yeah.
It turns out this area of Japan dates back more than 10,000 years to the Jomon period.
Oh my God, the Jomon period.
That's right.
It's so old, I've never even heard of it. Wow.
This period is described as a plentiful fisher, hunter-gatherer period that has produced some of the oldest pottery in the world.
Oh my God, that's amazing.
I know, it's incredible. Now, along with these fun bits, archaeologists have also found more than 170 human remains.
Holy shit.
Buried respectfully in plots by the community that once lived there.
Oh.
Now, one of the bodies, dubbed individual number 24, however, is unlike any body in this graveyard. And it turns out, unlike any known body to date.
What?
Yeah.
Oh my God. Is it a monster? No, based on the title, I think something else happened. But I'm so curious.
So curious. So Oxford researchers J. Alyssa White and Professor Rick Schulting excavated what looked to be the skeletonized torso of an adult male.
Okay. Sounds normal so far. Okay.
Just the torso.
All right.
With a few additional bones not connected to the body, but just placed around him.
Okay.
Now,
Deep breaths. Deep breaths. Something bad is about to happen, and I am ready.
You ready?
I am so ready. Give it to me, Jill.
Okay, so she's holding a cup of coffee right now. So.
Yes, and shaking. Ready.
So, Dr. Marissa, I have a photo of individual number 24's initial excavation.
Oh my God, of course you do.
Yes, sure do. And with your expertise in cinema, especially in the genre of horror.
Oh yeah.
Look upon this photo and please let us know if it raises any concern or at the very least intrigue.
Okay, I haven't even seen the photo, but I can already answer the concern question with yes.
Okay.
If I've learned anything from this podcast, there are very few positive pictures.
Yeah. All concerning.
All concerning but
photos.
I don't think I can wait any longer. I think you need to show me.
So all of our photos will be available on our social media stuffs. Details are in the show notes, and this dog approves. So if you hear it barking,
again, behind us, it's real. Behind the scenes.
Yeah. Okay, I am bringing up a photo of number 24.
Okay.
Yeah. Torso.
Okay, so I see the torso. The torso is kind of on its side, like if you were to sleep on your side.
Yeah.
And then the torso just ends at the hips.
Yeah.
And then
I like the deep inhale.
And then I see, are there bones in front? Okay, so imagine if you're sleeping on your side, almost in fetal.
Yeah.
And then your torso just ends at the hips. And then there are some long bones in front of you. Then you would look like the skeleton.
Yeah.
Are there legs in front?
Yeah, you're exactly right. He's spooning his own legs, and we will get to it, yeah.
We should get to this because I won't be able to stop thinking of this photo. Definitely look at this on social media. It's very hard to describe, I'm sure.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But spooning your own legs, I guess that's a good description of what's happening here.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Exactly.
So,
it's a whole different kind of fetal.
Yeah. So, needless to say, they got to work trying to unravel the mystery of this mangled man. The heavily involved process included extraordinarily detailed CT scans, 3D scans, and forensic analysis.
Amazing.
All of which we're going to see in a moment.
Okay.
But first, after they literally put him back together and mapped the surface of what remained of his body, Dr. Marissa, according to livescience.com, what did they discover?
All right. I would be happy to let our listeners know. All right. Quote, the remains of the man who died 3,000 years ago, sometime between 1370 BC and 10,010 BC, showed traumatic lesions scarring the majority of his skeleton, with most of the damage on his pelvis, left leg, shoulders, and arms. He was also missing his left hand, an entire right leg, and his left leg had been arranged upside down in the grave. End quote. I am haunted by those notes. Mm-hmm. It was one thing to see the skeleton, but sometimes more information doesn't make you feel better.
No, it doesn't.
Sometimes it makes you feel more nervous.
No, that's a lot of things to miss and in the wrong place.
Yeah, that's a lot going on.
Yeah. My friends, that's just the start. Nearly every inch of this guy had some form of injury.
Oh my God.
He had at least 790 traumatic cuts.
Oh my God.
Punctures, fractures from blunt force trauma, and deep crisscrossing gouges caused by something with V-shaped edges. Yeah. So, to put 790 injuries into perspective, an adult has about 206 bones.
Oh my God.
So, he had 3 times as many injuries as bones.
That would be like all of your bones each got 3 injuries.
Yeah, exactly.
But God, this is crazy. The thing is, I remember the title, so I have an idea where this is going. But if I didn't know that, I would be like, was he like subjected to some form of exhausting torture over and over again?
It sounds like it.
I mean, I've seen Game of Thrones, so, and I've, read a couple things. I've listened to a couple murder podcasts, and I'm like, I wouldn't be surprised if that was what it was. I don't think that's what it is.
It sounds like it, but we will get into it and how quickly it happened, by the way. So,
oh my God.
Speaking of bones, we should probably take a look at some of those scans.
Oh, yes, we should.
Of course, these will also be available on our social media. We're not on TikTok yet.
Not yet.
We are on Twitter. And Instagram. Blah, blah, blah. Anyway, you could also bear witness to the historic, unfortunate damage. But, Dr. Marissa, we're about to see some actual bones and a skeletal recreation covered in like red dots.
Okay.
And each dot indicates where a cut was located. Okay.
Oh my God.
Okay. Please.
Oh my God. Sorry, I'm excited.
Please tell us how many red marks you see and also what's missing.
Okay, I would love to.
Here we go. I'm scrolling down.
Okay. Oh my God.
All right. Feel free to move the cursor and so you could. It's impossible to put on one page all of the injuries.
First, I'm going to start with the fact that his skull looks great.
Right?
I mean, considering what I'm about to go deep into, the head looks fucking awesome. According to this particular photo, nothing happened to it.
Yeah.
Which is amazing. But let's start with the rest of the body. I see red dots covering a majority of everything from the neck down.
Yeah.
Particularly on the left shoulder, the ribs, around the forearm, the hips.
Yeah.
There is the hand is missing. One of the hands is missing. An entire leg is missing. I don't see a foot. And it's just like these red dots are just everywhere, especially on the remaining leg and especially on the hips and ribs.
Yeah.
So, and then the cool thing about this photo is it zooms in on the actual, this is like I guess like an x-ray with the red dots, but then it zooms in on particular bones and you can actually see these cuts. You can see little nicks.
Yeah.
You can see punctures. You can see scratches. Some are deeper than others. Some are just pointy like dots. And man, what happened to this person really happened to this person. And I can only imagine what happened to their flesh and their organs and everything else.
Uh-huh.
We just get to see the bones.
I know.
But I can imagine doctors and scientists can infer quite a bit more from just the bones.
Oh yeah, bones say everything.
Yeah. As a fellow doctor, based on the bones here, I can tell something bad happened to this person.
Not a good day. No.
As a wise doctor, something bad happened.
Yeah.
Yep. That's my diagnosis.
Now, the two Oxford researchers, according to them, the cuts and the lacerations are textbook examples of a shark attack.
Yep.
And oddly enough, the parts missing actually paint a vivid picture of what happened.
Oh.
Yeah. LiveScience.com noted, quote, wounds were heavily concentrated around the left hip and leg, hinting that the man may have lost his left hand while trying to defend that part of the body.
Oh, that makes total sense.
I know.
Oh, my God.
Long bones in the arms and legs showed bites from numerous directions, suggesting that the shark continued circling and tearing at the corpse after the man was dead.
Wow.
End quote. Yeah. Now, that is so goddamn awful to hear, but believe it or not, there is a touching ending to this case, revealing a very tight-knit community. Yeah. The pair's research paper, called 3,000-Year-Old Shark Attack Victim from Sukumo Shell Mound, included some post-mortem forensic evidence that suggested his body was recovered quickly after the attack.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah. For example, there's no evidence of other types of animal bites. It's, he wasn't floating out there, basically.
Yeah, they in their culture, they really cared about this body and they didn't want it being pecked at by birds. I don't think anyone's loved ones.
Right.
No one wants that.
Yeah. It's very possible he was out fishing with a group, and it was that group who collected the remains after it was safe to return in the water. He was then buried with his people at the cemetery according to the Jomon funerary practices.
Aww.
As to which species of shark may have been involved, it's hard to say exactly, but the paper notes, quote, remains of both tiger and white sharks have been found in the Jomon period sites.
I mean, those are the two wildest human-eating sharks that I've heard of. I don't know very much about that other than when you hear of a shark attack, that's one of those.
Yeah, like, they give no fucks.
Yeah.
It's pretty great. Yeah.
Amazing.
But like all shark attacks, this random moment 3,000 years ago is equal parts tragic and rare. The last shark attack in Japan was in 2016.
Wow.
And between 1862 and 2016, there have only been a total of 27 shark attacks.
Oh,
I know.
My God.
That's it.
This is extremely rare.
Yeah.
Also, like, how rare is it to find a communal grave and have one of those people be someone who was attacked by a shark?
I know.
That is incredibly rare.
incredible.
That is, and I know this is like about death and stuff, but this is so cool. This is so goddamn
Very
interesting.
Very interesting.
Wow.
Yeah. As rare as these attacks are, this particular event is historic, just like you said. Yeah. It is the oldest evidence of a shark attack, beating the last case by 1,000 years. And as co-author Dr. Dr. Mark Hudson told Oxford University News, quote, this find not only provides a new perspective on ancient Japan, but is also a rare example of archaeologists being able to reconstruct a dramatic episode in the life of a Neolithic community. End quote.
That's amazing.
Yeah.
That is the coolest thing.
It is. And it's cool. It's a little bit of a bummer. So after the break, we're going to the only place on Earth that could possibly lighten the mood.
Florida!
That's right.
Florida! Fucking love Florida, man.
We're going to Florida.
Yes.
We're going back to Florida, and we're going to talk about a man who got his head stuck in an alligator and survived.
Amazing!
Stay tuned.
Please do.
When Johann Rall received the letter on Christmas Day 1776, he put it away to read later. Maybe he thought it was a season's greeting and wanted to save it for the fireside. But what it actually was a warning, delivered to the Hessian colonel, letting him know that General George Washington was crossing the Delaware and would soon attack his forces. The next day, when Rall lost the Battle of Trenton and died from 2 colonial Boxing Day musket balls, the letter was found, unopened, in his vest pocket. As someone with 15,000 unread emails in his inbox, I feel like there's a lesson there. Oh well, this is The Constant, a history of getting things wrong. I'm Mark Chrysler. Every episode, we look at the bad ideas, mistakes, and accidents that misshaped our world. Find us at constantpodcast.com or wherever you get your podcasts.
Have you ever wondered what really happened to Amelia Earhart or the lost colony of Roanoke? Do you ever find yourself scouring the internet for vicious Victorians and their murders by gaslight? Or perhaps you're just sick and tired of women being constantly misrepresented or plain lied about throughout history? If so, join me, Katie Charlwood, history harlot and reader of books, on Who Did What Now, the history podcast that's not your history class. Part of the Airwave Media Network. Available on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, or wherever you listen to podcasts. Adios, au revoir, au revoir, my friends. Bye-bye. I'll be seeing you.
Hey everyone, Jill Chacha here from Well That's Interesting, and I am absolutely thrilled to tell you about Spotify for podcasters. I use it, I love it, and it all started by downloading the free Spotify for Podcasters app, which has all the tools you need in one place to record and edit your masterpiece of a podcast. Spotify for Podcasters also distributes your show to all major platforms, so when you hit publish, your episodes will stream not only on Spotify, but I'm talking about the Apples, the Googles, Stitcher, Good Pods, the other ones. You get the idea. And you can monetize your podcast with no minimum listenership required. You could also set up monthly subscriptions and record ads just like this one. So what are you waiting for? Download Spotify for podcasters today and start changing the world. Oh, and please, stay interesting. And we're back.
We are so back.
We're so back, and we're searching through the extremely murky waters of the Myakka River for megalodon teeth.
Oh my God, megalodons! Love me a megalodon.
Well, for folks who don't know where the fuck Myakka River is and what the fuck a megalodon tooth is, don't worry, I got you. Yeah. Everyone, please imagine the unfortunate shape of Florida. Okay, now. Point to the middle of the West Coast.
You got it.
There's Tampa.
Okay.
Now move your finger south about an inch, and here we are at the majestic Myakka River, which flows through 58 miles of wild wetland.
Whoa.
I know. According to FloridaStateParks.org, the Myakka River State Park is Florida's first state-designated wild and scenic river, and, quote, boating, fishing, canoeing, and kayaking are popular activities on the water, while hikers and bicyclists explore miles of trails and back roads.
I can only imagine how many Instagram photos are taken there of healthy, in quotes, healthy, happy people. Also, I can imagine, I don't know, back in the day on dating apps, everyone had a hiking picture. That was like required. You had a picture with an animal and you had a hiking picture. I had neither. So I was like, I'm never going to find love, but I did.
That's why I was into you. Like she's not holding up a fish or something, you know?
I know. But you know, like half of the people there are like, I got to get my hiking picture. I got to get my Tinder hiking picture or whatever people use now. I don't know. It changes every like year and a half. So.
Yeah, this is the perfect place to do it.
Yep.
And admission is super affordable, anywhere from a wee $2 for a day pass to $70 a night for a cabin.
Oh.
Yeah. And if you fancy traversing down the Myakka River, you can rent a canoe for $20 an hour.
This is all so reasonable.
Yeah, I know.
You've almost talked me into it. Almost.
Now, as for those megalodons, if the name scares you, it should.
Yeah.
We covered these massive creatures back in In-Betweeni 021.
Yeah.
Yeah, if you haven't had a listen, please do. We go into perfect detail.
Perfect.
In the meantime, just to give you an idea about the size and behavior of these ancient extinct sharks, I'll quickly sum up what we talked about. And there was a recent discovery about their offspring, how it was determined that the mother herself anywhere from 44 to 56 feet in length.
Real thing.
She would give birth to one live pup, itself about 6 feet long.
Which is extraordinary and kind of weird, kind of different.
It's, and before that pup would pop out, it would eat its other large siblings in the womb. To gain weight and to win the chance of being sole heir. So
you thought your siblings were, what's the word, competitive? I don't know. I'm an only child, so I just...
You ate your siblings in the womb.
I did it! I won! I am the Megalodon heir. Put that on a shirt.
Congratulations.
I feel great. It's going to raise my spirits, keep them high for the next 2 weeks.
So, just like with sharks today, these literal beasts had rows of teeth.
Oh.
Five rows of teeth, to be exact.
I forgot about that.
Yeah, and the purpose was when one tooth fell out, another would be replaced, so it'd like slip right in. Some teeth, by the way, were 7 inches in length.
Holy shit. Very efficient, very scary.
Just gigantic. These sharks were at the top of the food chain for like 20 million goddamn years.
Yeah.
Which means there's a lot of teeth at the bottom of lakes and rivers. Their sheer size and abundance makes them collectibles among budding paleontologists to jewelry makers. Jewelry makers like 25-year-old Jeffrey Heim, who, my friends, is very lucky to be alive.
Jeffrey, I'm stressed.
Yeah. Now, we all make mistakes in our mid-20s.
Oh, all of us.
So, boy howdy, Jeffrey made a big one.
Oh, no.
You see, he decided to go diving for teeth in the Myakka wetlands on May 31st.
Okay.
Dead smack in the middle of, you guessed it, alligator mating season.
Oh my God, no.
Yes.
Jill, no.
I know.
Oh, Jill, and I remember the title too. I'm so stressed.
Right? It comes on slow. When you remember the title.
And then you remember the title at like, oh God, this is, okay, tell me everything.
Okay. Dr. Marissa, please give us some alligator facts and a little bit more insight as provided by the Florida Fish and Wildlife Commission.
I would absolutely love to. All right, quote, nearly all alligators become sexually mature by the time they reach approximately 7 feet in length, although females can reach maturity at 6 feet. Fuck yeah. A female may require 10 to 15 years and a male 8 to 12 years to reach these lengths. Courtship begins in early April and mating occurs in May or June. That's fast. Females build a mound nest of soil, vegetation, or debris and deposit an average of 32 to 46 eggs in late June or early July. Incubation requires approximately 63 to 68 days. And actually, I'm waiting for the dog to finish.
It's just agreeing with you.
It's so excited about this topic.
Yeah.
I'm just going to talk over the dog and we'll see what happens. Incubation requires approximately 63 to 68. Okay, it's done. 63 to 68 days. And hatching occurs from mid-August through early September. End quote. So basically, it's like it's like the fastest relationship I've ever heard of.
Yeah.
They meet in April.
Yep.
They fuck.
Yeah.
In the summer.
Yeah.
And then by the fall, they have, 32 to 46 babies.
Yeah. Done and done.
Wild.
Yeah.
Just wild.
That's, live fast, die
Die.
millions of years later.
Yes.
It works. I guess it works.
What a vibe.
So, from what Jeffrey can recollect, he was he was diving at his usual spot along the river when, from his best estimate, a 6-foot-long gator went for his head.
No.
Not his arm, not his leg, his actual head.
Oh, my God.
Yeah. Quote, "He got me right here," said Heim, as he rubbed his head that now has more than 30 staples.
30 staples.
Quote, "I get bit and pulled and what felt like a boat hitting me with its full force," he said. "I thought I was going to die right there." End quote.
Oh, my
from
God.
From an interview with Bay News, Channel 9.
I gotta ask, how did he not die?
That's a great question.
Okay,
Yeah.
okay.
We're going to address that
Okay, cool.
and see some video.
Ah!
That's right.
Extra screaming this
Extra
episode.
screaming. Now, because I love each and every one of you, I looked up how to survive a gator attack.
Amazing. Everyone get out their notepad.
That's right. And of course, the first piece of advice to come up is to avoid alligators to begin with and to keep your distance from 15 to 30 feet if you can. But this piece of advice wouldn't help Jeff.
No.
So let's move on. Dr. Marissa, please tell us what could be done if you find yourself in the worst case scenario.
I would love to let everyone know, including myself. Okay, according to popsci.com, if an alligator picks a fight in the water, you no longer have the upper hand. Sorry, guys. The animal is a much better swimmer than you. It might try to roll after it latches onto a limb. If that happens, don't try to stop it. Roll with it, but fight like your life depends on it. Because it might. This is great. Poke it in the eyes, shove an arm down its throat, and punch it on the end of its sensitive snout. Quote, "The key is to convince the alligator that you're not worth the trouble." Frank Mazzotti, professor of wildlife ecology at the University of Florida says. He also points out that alligators often bite and then immediately let go, more than 36% of the time, according to the Journal of Wildlife Management, or bite and then loosen their grip to readjust. If they do, take that as an opportunity to escape. End quote. Okay, so basically, you need to be annoying.
Yes.
or just wait for them to loosen up a little bit.
Yeah.
Which will happen more than 36% of the time. I don't like that number at all.
That's still too low for me. I like the punching and the being annoying. I can do that.
I can be so annoying. Yeah. Let me tell you. I'm doing it right now. Okay, yeah. So punch it in the nose. What is the other one? Poke it in the eyes. I love that one. Shove an arm down its throat. Yeah. So one of those things. Also, if it starts to roll with it.
Roll with it. Put it on a tote. Roll with it.
Roll with it, yeah.
Put it on a coffee mug.
Let's do it. Merch, y'all.
Yeah, and then when someone asks you, roll with what? You can give them the story about Jeff.
Unlucky Jeff.
Yeah, they won't see it coming.
No,
okay.
no one will.
No.
He definitely didn't.
Did not. Now, I don't know if Jeff fought or if the gator bit as a warning and let him go, but thankfully Jeff did get away and he was conscious the entire time.
It was horrifying.
Yeah. He was even able to, you guessed it, make an Instagram post of his ambulance ride, and I'm going to play it for you.
Jeff.
Yeah.
It's amazing.
Yeah.
Thank you. But also, you really didn't have to.
You didn't, man. You really didn't.
You really didn't.
So I'm going to play that. And if you want to see it, just search Bay News 9 and Jeffrey Heim on Alligator Attack, and it should come up. So
amazing.
This is about 55 seconds in. If you want to search the whole video, or you can look for his Instagram. We'll talk about his Instagram in a minute.
Okay.
So.
And before we get started, I can already see the beginning of it, and it's literally him with his head completely taped up and like a neck brace. His whole head is wrapped up in white stuff. And it looks like he's holding the iPhone facing him.
Yeah.
So it's like he's taking a selfie in a gurney.
Yep, exactly. Here we go. And let's listen to what he has to say.
Amazing.
To the hospital.
Oh my God.
Hey guys, just wanted to let you know I'm doing all right. Just really, really wanted a megalodon tooth.
He wanted those.
Oh my God. I don't know if you guys heard that. Again, this is like him selfie style, taping himself.
Yeah.
Taping, I'm so old. Recording, whatever. And he just said, hey, just wanted to let you know I'm okay. I really wanted a megalodon tooth. Amazing.
Yeah. Amazing, Jeff.
Amazing.
Yeah. So, he's super wrapped up, just like you said. He had a neck brace, huge, thick wrapping of gauze around his head.
Yeah.
And that's because, my friends, the back of his skull was practically detached.
Jeez.
Yeah.
Oh.
I'm super stoked to tell you Jeff survived thanks to the incredible work of doctors and nurses who put him back together again with 30 staples.
Amazing. Thank you, doctors and nurses.
Yeah, right. Needless to say, Jeff has learned a lot from this experience. Such as, quote, what it feels like to be inside their mouths,
okay,
end quote, but also, quote, it was a humbling experience. I won't stop, but I'm just going to change the way I do it.
Okay, fair.
Maybe not so much the rivers, especially not during mating season, end quote, as said to Bay News Channel 9.
Amazing takeaway.
Right?
Yep, he's going to get back on the horse, but not during mating season, and in a different place, and be much safer.
Okay. Well, I just want to say, we love Jeff. We love you, Jeff.
We love you, Jeff.
But Jeff, you went back to the river 3 days later.
Jeff!
Yes.
Jeff! Yes. No! Jeff!
Yeah, he went back on June 3rd. So, and we know this because there's a video on his Instagram.
Oh,
there's another video. I think it's us making the dog bark.
I know. I think the dog hears us screaming, and the dog is like, are you guys okay? Is there an alligator in there? Do I need to come get the alligator?
Yeah, it's totally us. Yeah.
It's totally us.
Like, whoops. Okay. Yes. Well, we're almost done.
Yeah.
So anyway, Jeff posted a video on his Instagram at Sharko without an A, SHRKCO.
Okay.
And I'm going to play it. And Dr. Marissa, why I want to show it to you is because it fully reveals the extent of Jeff's incredible survival story. And you're going to know what I mean when you see it.
Oh my God.
Okay?
Okay.
Yeah. Please tell us what you see, and I'll have a screenshot of the previous video and a screenshot of the big reveal from this video on our social media stuff. So please come on by and take a look. Let me pull up at Sharko on Instagram.
All right. So first of all, I see Jeff in front of the river again.
Yeah.
Play me the video.
Okay. How about his face? What do you see over here first?
It looks like one of his eyes is closed.
Yeah.
I thought that might just be that it was frozen at a bad angle. But no, one of his eyes is closed.
Swollen shut.
Oh my God.
All right, here we go.
Okay.
All right, so we're actually back at ground zero where I got bit. Right here's the spot.
Oh my God.
Right under there.
Wow. Okay.
Now I have Mike with I Hunt Dead Things actually going back in the water,
No.
looking for my GoPro, which has the footage on it right there.
Oh my God.
So FWC did a good job, and they removed a 6-foot 4-inch gator out of here. And now, judging by my head,
Wow.
see the curve right?
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Let's take this apart. So him and what seems like a friend who is more equipped to do this,
I guess,
are on a boat in this river. And he's like, we're back and we're trying to recover a GoPro I used during the attack.
Yeah, which I don't think they ever found, by the way.
It's disappointing. I wish they looked at a different time, but
Yeah.
I get why they'd want to look. But also, maybe he shouldn't go back to this river for a while. Yeah, he's in good spirits. His eye is swollen shut. And other than that, he looks pretty normal from the front. And then he turned his head, and quite a bit of his hair in the back was shaved off. And it was like something from Saw.
Yeah.
Like there were staples in like a big curve. Like, we'll have to post this photo, but it was 30 staples?
30 staples, yeah. Not stitches, staples.
Staples holding everything together. And it's like, not like one straight line, not like a clean straight line. It's like all zigzagging over the place.
Yeah.
So when you see it, don't look at it if you're a little squeamish. That's totally understandable. Blood gets me sometimes too. But it is
Wicked.
intense.
Yeah.
It's fucking wicked.
Wicked situation.
Other than that, he seems like he's doing great though.
Yeah, he's doing great. He's a very lucky dude. He's very passionate. And we're so glad you're okay, Jeff, and still doing what you love to do.
Yep.
But, gentle reminder, there's about 1.3 million wild gators out there.
Holy shit.
Yeah.
Jeff reminds me of the time that once I ate this burrito and I got, this is not the same at all, but mildly, and I got 2 days of food poisoning.
Oh.
And the food poisoning was like throw up kind of food poisoning. And I just kept throwing up so much that I became dehydrated.
Yeah.
And I wanted to cry.
Yeah.
Because I was bummed about it.
Sure.
But I couldn't cry because there was just no water in my body at all.
Yeah.
And that was the day where I couldn't watch anything other than Keeping Up with the Kardashians. That just made sense. It was 2009. We didn't know how terrible they were. And it was the only thing on television because I didn't have streaming yet.
Yeah.
And so that kind of added more pain. And then I had to go to the emergency center on my college campus to get fluids.
Yeah.
And then what did I eat 2 weeks later? A burrito from the same place.
No way.
Yeah.
Wow. Yeah.
So me and Jeff.
In your 20s, you know?
Yeah.
Just
You think you're invincible? You're not. Stop eating burritos and be careful during gator mating season. I think that's the takeaway here.
well, I think you should never stop eating burritos, but
No.
be more careful with the whole 1.3 million wild gators out there getting feisty.
Very careful.
So, I don't know, but thank you for listening, subscribing, telling your friends about, all of this crazy shit. It's incredible. Thank you so much for subscribing and all that stuff.
Thank you.
And please stay interesting.
Please do.